Zocco's Modern Life. Zocco's Modern Life.
And welcome to the Zocco's Modern Life podcast, the first one of 2016. I am Joey Zocco, and I am joined once again by Joe Romano, making his maybe his third appearance. I can't remember how many times you've been on. Joe, how you doing?
I believe it's the third, but we should note that the second one I think was like it was a fault in the recording, so technically two.
Okay, right, all right, yeah. So we've discussed
just to throw a jab at you to start things off.
Yeah, that's how this one's gonna go. That's great. So today this is going to be a very different type of podcast than I usually do. Usually you hear my voice a lot, and I know you all love that. But this is going to be a little different. I'm going to be the host today, and we have a very funny guy, Joe Romano. He has a lot of, kind of comes up with rap videos, kind of remixes, and has his Sod Talk, and highly recommend checking that out. But today me and Joe actually did a little prep for the podcast, and he gave me a list of some topics that he would like to ramble on, and it's going to be half serious and half BS, and I have him in a Quinnipiac hat because what's better than that? And I'm going to pick him out of the hat kind of every 2 minutes or so, and we're just going to let Joe Romano kind of do his thing. So yeah, this is your one warning too. If you have kids in the car, if you're listening to this in a car, that's a big step up for me. If you have kids near you, there may be some vulgar language, and this is your warning.
I will try to keep it PG.
No, well, see, I don't know if
PG-13.
Oh, yeah, okay. PG-13 is good. You know, some side boob, right? I mean, I think that's...
Yeah, there's no nudity, but, like, you know, you definitely want to... I mean, we could make it. We could, yeah, you know, you do your thing, actually. I'll stay quiet.
No, I mean, yeah, we can keep it PG. So we could say it's going to be PG-13, and then when you slip a couple times, that's good. That's fine. Totally fine.
Yeah, hey, we'll do that.
All right, even better. So you've been warned. All right, here we go. So let's start... Some of these, like I said, Joe gave me, so he might have some stuff on them, a little more prepared, and some I threw in and he doesn't even know, so that'll be fun as well. Let's see. The first one is nice. It's one that he doesn't know about, rec/intramural sports.
Oh, man, dude. Little known fact, I don't know if it's still held up. Joe Romano officially has the highest scoring Division II intramural flag football offense all time at Quinnipiac. I think they started keeping the records like a year before.
Okay,
we got smoked in the playoffs. By the way, we got absolutely lit up. We had no defense. We were like the Indianapolis Colts of
right.
But yeah, I mean that's probably the highlight of my sports career.
All right, and I think I'm going to give a side question on this. What do you think about people that take intramural sports really seriously? It sounds like you're one of those people.
Oh, no, I absolutely love it. I mean, we used to play kids, like I wore a shooting sleeve in basketball. I think I shot 30% from, like, everywhere. And we, like, you know, you got to have those type of people. Like, the guys who show up with, like, Under Armour and, like, the guys who have, like, the worst is the quarterback. You know, like, the quarterback thing on their wrist. This kid had, like, one of those things we were playing against him. Like, how many plays, like, this kid spent time, like, sending his boys out, like, PDFs and, like, oh, we're going to run this play or whatever. Like, they were running the read option. Who the hell runs the read option in intramural football? Like, you can't. All right, and they smoked us. So it's like, okay, I can complain about those dudes all I want, but at the end of the day, they're still, you know, they're still going to run train on us when it really counts. So I don't know. Who am I to complain about those people?
Right, yeah, because you would never, you know, run the read option in intramural flag football, right?
No, I mean we tried to establish the run early, but you know when you have a solid quarterback, when you gotta have a guy that can throw the ball 60 yards with his dick, I mean you just kind of load, you know, you line up and you throw it every down. That's what the Patriots do. That's what we did, and unfortunately we just had no defense.
Right. We're going to get to the Patriots in a little while. The next one I pulled out, Donald Trump.
Love Trump. Well, I'll revise that. Like, I loved Trump, like, right when it came out that he was running for president, because, like, I'm a weird guy, so, like, that's entertainment for me. Not a big political guy. But, like, I was all excited. I'm like, oh, Trump, like, this guy's going to be great. He's going to be hilarious. And then, you know, I stopped paying attention for a little while, and I just checked recently in the polls, like, a month ago. I'm like, is this guy really going to You know, like, I don't know. I'm like, is this guy really going to win the nomination? Like, I don't know. I hope he does. Because everything he says, it's politics. He just generalizes things and simplifies it to the point where it's just black or white. Like, remember Paris happened? It was like clearly a devastating thing. Like thousands of people, you know, like clearly it just happened. And Trump comes out like nothing happened. Just, you know, it's like no one had guns, nobody had guns, only the bad guys, and the place going nuts. And I'm like, it's not that simple, dude. But I'd vote for him. I don't care.
Yeah, so that was your Trump voice, and I heard that on one of your Saab videos, and I absolutely loved it. So I'm going to ask you a question, and you're going to I would like you to respond in your Donald Trump voice. So Donald Trump, when you win the nomination and let's say you become president as well, what is the first thing you're going to do in the White House?
Well, listen, we got to build a dome. We got to build a gigantic dome. It's going to be great. I build domes all the time. I saw it in the Simpsons movie once. It was great. It was great when it was in the Simpsons movie. I got to tell you, when I make it, it's going to be a lot better. It's not that good. I don't have a good Trump voice. It's just, I don't know. It's just what he says is just hilarious.
Right. Well,
that's going to be great. That'd be great.
Oh, good. Well, you can answer this next one in your Trump voice if you want, but we have ISIS.
Oh, ISIS. Yeah, well, this is more or less like the political hardos. Like, anybody with those commercials and on the news are, well, you know, I'm going to be the guy that takes down ISIS. Like, I'm tough enough to take down ISIS. It's like, okay, dude, well, here's like an M16 and here's a Marine suit. How about you go over there and do it? Like, these guys are the biggest, like, hardos, but they're not the ones going to war. I just find that kind of weird. Like, I'm going to buy into that this guy's tough enough to take ISIS when clearly he's not going to be overseas fighting the battle. I don't know. That just bothers me.
Yeah, no, so we're going to stick with this Donald Trump thing. I don't care. So, Donald, ISIS really controls the Internet. How do you plan on stopping them from, getting in contact with people in the United States?
Listen, I have great communications with the Internet. I've done great things with the Internet. I love Netflix. I watched Making a Murderer. Should have been dead. Should have been legal. Listen, I don't care if ISIS has the Internet. We have people that have the Internet here, and we're going to get rid of it. We're going to get rid of the entire Internet. I know the Internet. I know people that have the Internet. I'm great with the Internet. I'm great with China. All right? China's going to pay for the Internet. China will pay for the Internet. I'm telling you right now. Like something that like doesn't answer the question at all, just ramble.
And the best meme that I saw on Donald Trump was, it might have been a video of like somebody, like a voter, was like, he's just saying everything I'm thinking, and it's like, of course, because he's saying the most generic thing that you could possibly think of.
Oh, I know. That's like politics. The politics number like 101 is to just bring up the troops. Like, whenever you're backed in the corner, just think, oh, really? Well, listen, I mean, that is a big deal, and we're going to get to that, but we really need to start focusing on what really matters, the troops. And then everyone goes bananas. Like, that's politics 101.
Next one is Helen Keller.
All right, so I have this big thing with Helen Keller. Like, I saw the other day, I was actually going in for, like, a job interview, and there was just, like, sitting in this room, and there's this quote by Helen Keller. It's like, I'll get into the quotes in a second, but, like, it was just, like, live every day like it's your own, like Helen Keller. And I'm thinking, I'm like, she was deaf and, like, mute and blind. Like, there's no way she could construct a sentence, or anybody could, like, this just, I don't believe it. I'm sure she was a great woman, and I'm sure she did a lot of things, but, like, she's just mute and blind. Like, there's no way she could have came up with that quote and someone could have said it. It's kind of like when Jordan, like, you see those quotes from Jordan, it's like practice every day. Michael Jordan. It's like, was he really the first? Like, he's the only one to ever. It's like, I'm quoting Michael Jordan when I tell somebody to practice. Like, get out of here, dude. I want some quotes.
All right, let's see the next one. Ooh, it's a good one. Fantasy football, and I actually did something on this, so you can go in any direction. But how much fantasy football sucks, and that's my take on it. Jeez, we let it torture us. But fantasy football.
Well, listen, I'm a big team guy. I'm big into team chemistry. I mean, you got to draft guys, like good locker room guys, and I have for years. Last 4 years, I've had the lowest points against. Like, that's not, and everybody's all like, Joe, you're lucky. Like, that's not luck, dude. 4 years in a row, like, you build a good locker room, you build chemistry, and you build, like, this camaraderie that, like, people come in to play me fearing that they're going to have a bad week. And they end up having a bad week. Why? Because I make them have a bad week. It's not like this isn't just a fluke. I had Steven Jackson. I take guys in the Falcons every year, and they suck. So what do? I bench him. I sit him on the bench, whatever, and I grab some guy off free agency, and he goes off for 2 touchdowns. Like, that's all next man up mentality. You got to build that.
Right. Yeah, so then maybe you should be doing the fantasy football specials on ESPN, because, I mean, they're clearly missing the boat on chemistry, right?
Yeah, it's all about numbers with them. You know, and it's like you can't, there's no statistic for heart. And that's something that I feel like I can see and I can read out of people and I can get out of people. So, I mean, I don't know, whatever. You can stick to numbers. It is fantasy football. It is predicated on numbers, but I don't know. I like to think of it as a broader concept.
You have a gift. You have a gift that you can see heart. Making a murderer.
Oh, have you seen this?
I actually haven't. No, I've heard, and I'm just because people are raving about it, I don't think I'm going to watch it on purpose.
No, I mean, like, I love this type of stuff, like the, any of these murder documentaries, but I gotta tell you, like, everyone's talking about this, and it was good, don't get me wrong, but the thing about it is everyone involved, it, like, takes place, I think, in Wisconsin or something, and everybody involved in it is a complete moron. Like it's unbelievable. Like, I didn't do it. Like, every single person, and it was a good documentary, but if you want to see something, suggestion, same thing, you got to listen to Serial. It's a Serial podcast. Listen to the first season of that, or listen to The Jinx. I don't know if you ever saw The Jinx, but it's on
no.
It's on HBO. It's a similar documentary. It's 6 episodes. It's unbelievable. That's all I have on
there. You go. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I mean, the most I got from Making a Murderer was from Colin Cowherd. He's like, yeah, of course it's going to be one-sided because it's the people that paid to have it made,
Exactly.
Right. So, all right, this is one I threw in. Sobs.
What was it?
Sobs, as in the car.
Oh, Swedish engineer. I mean, I didn't want to bring this up because I don't like bragging, but, like, yeah, I drive a Saab, and I make music videos about driving Saabs, and I don't know, I just think they're, like, an elite vehicle. I don't care if they're out of business. And my big thing is I think Saab's going to make a comeback when hovercars came out, because people don't get, like, Saab was originally they made the planes, made jets like you read about. When hovercars come back, like, expect Saab to make a big comeback, and I'll be the one leading the charge.
Good. Yeah, we're moving pretty good. You could always take more time, do whatever you got to do. I have a side list too if we fly through these, but we're good.
Oh, I'm sure I'll get hot later. I'm warming up.
Morning. So I know you haven't had, you're not primed or that the last one.
No, I'm a morning guy, Zocco.
Good. Yeah. No, I mean, I have my coffee. We're ready to go.
I wake up, snort pre-workout, and then. What are you saying?
Yeah. Good. Baby on board signs. On a car when it says baby on board, right in the car. Yeah.
Yeah. These people, dude, they're the worst. I'm going to say a lot of people are the worst. Like, I speak in hyperbole a lot, but I'm dead serious when I say baby on board. People are the worst because, dude, like, I nicked some guy's car the other day. He stopped short. Completely my fault. I'm not going to sit here and say, but I nicked his car. And I get out, and this guy's, like, flustered as hell. Like, I didn't think I even hit his car. And he comes out. He's like, dude, like, I have a kid in the car, dude. I'm like, all right, man. Like, he's like, I have the stick. Like, he's like, was kind of indicating that he had a sticker on his car. Like, dude, it wasn't. I'm not trying to hit your car. It's not gonna be like, I'm like, oh, sorry, man. Like, I didn't mean to hit your car. I didn't see the baby on board sticker. I was trying to hit that guy because that guy has no sticker. So I might as well just drive my fucking car into his. Like, it's not how it works. Like, my plan is to get from A to B without drilling anybody. Like, that's my plan. I'm not trying to hit you. I don't need a plastic adhesive to remind me not to ram my car into yours.
Okay.
Sorry, it's just it's infuriating. Like, dude, I have a car. I have a child in there. I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm in this car too. Like, I'm not trying to, like.
Speaking of people that get you angry, Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey. I love Steve Harvey. No, here's the deal. he had that girl on recently. I was like flipping through the channels, and I saw that Steve Harvey's having the Miss USA.
Don't lie.
Girl on.
No, the Miss. For watching Steve Harvey, it's fine. You can admit you tuned in for the hour for Steve Harvey show. It's okay.
I changed it. All right. So I actually had it on TV. I just said that so people wouldn't judge me. I don't care. Anyway. He had that girl on, the girl that he had the girl on that won, and then he had the girl that he basically said won, and then he had to retract. But like, am I missing? Like, does he really need to apologize? Like, people, he apologized. You make an apology, great, but like, people were asking questions like, how do you feel towards Colombia? Like, do you really think this guy? Like, decided to, like, somewhat tarnish his reputation because he wanted to put the screws to Colombia? Like, people, am I missing something? Like, does this guy need to apologize, Zocco?
No. And, I mean, he apologized, like, well, I saw a video, he went back out and apologized, like, in the moment, right? And then he also took every reporter's question after the award show and was, like, a stand-up guy about it, like, yeah, I messed up, right? So then that was already one day. Like, that's good.
Yeah, and it's like, this is what happens when did you ever hear the Ahmad kid? Is this kid like Ahmad or whatever? He, like, I don't know what state he was in, but he made, like, a clock. But it looked like a ball.
Yeah,
like, if you saw a picture, remember that? And, like, they were like, dude, you can't just, like, bring this in. We got to confiscate this. And I didn't read most of the story, but, like, obviously it wasn't a bomb. It was like a clock, but it looked like a bomb. Like, everybody wants our country to be, like, better with security or whatever. And anytime this stuff happens, then after that, it's like, whoa, this kid's a victim. And they, like, made a GoFundMe for this kid. And now he's going to college for free. And he's getting all this stuff. And it's like, dude, like, this, like, he didn't do anything wrong. But at the same time, like, have a pulse. Have a pulse. Like, this kid's just going to get millions of dollars because he put, I don't know, dude. It's just like we praise these people when, like, little things happen to them. Like, that doesn't warrant this kid getting free college tuition. Like, screw that kid, dude.
Yeah. And the point of that story was that his name was Ahmad, so that the fact that an Indian or whatever, that type of person got accused of bringing a bomb, that's the undertone of it, which sucks.
Yeah,
I was going to say, the preparation I did for this podcast was I, like, watched some of your videos, kind of went back to some of your sock talks that I watched already, and, like, took down other talking points. So remember that video of the girl in class with the white cop getting dragged out of her chair? I want you to, like, go. I want your opinion on that, on how people, perceived it. It was a big thing, kind of like the bomb clock kid, where black girl sitting in class, white cop. There's a video. Cop tells her to get up. She says no, and then the cop gets physical with her and whether forcibly removes her. I mean, whatever you want to call it. And then how did you see that being perceived, All
right. Well, first of all, I'm going to give this disclaimer. I hate how I have, like, now we live in a society, like, I have to give a disclaimer before I give an opinion, but, like,
right.
That guy, he did, like, that guy shouldn't have a badge. He really just shouldn't. Because, but, like, we're praising these people. So this girl sitting in class, like, refuses to leave the classroom, and she's acting like a 7-year-old. And she's, like, putting her head in her hands, and the guy's like, listen, you need to leave. I'm a police officer. Like, you need to leave. And this woman's refusing to. And then finally the cop just loses his mind, like, rips her out of the seat and throws her halfway across the room like a rag doll, which he shouldn't have done. But all I read, like, the narrative across the country, this widespread narrative is, oh, this girl's a victim. Oh, she's a hero. She's a hero. I'm like, dude, this girl's a douche. Like this, like that, like, we're going to really reward that person. We're getting to this point where, like, you can do or say whatever you want to people in charge or to law enforcement. And as long as they overreact to it, like, you're off the hook. Like, you're a victim now. Now you're like, now this guy's racist. It's not that he got fed up with how you acted. It's, like, unbelievable.
Yeah. Donald Trump, if this happened when you were president of the United States, is there any places you would draw experience from when dealing with a situation like this?
Wait, repeat that.
Mr. President Trump, if this ever happened, when you're president of the United States, how would you handle it? Is there anywhere that, you've seen this happen before that you would use as experience when dealing with, crime like that, a situation like this?
Well, he's trying to ban Mexicans, right? No, he's trying to ban Muslims, dude. I tried to get rid of Muslims before. I've tried it before. I don't hire Muslims. I'm doing my work. Like I can't. Zocco, I hate it. I can't lie. I can't. I'm not doing the Trump impression.
No, we're doing it, and I'm gonna keep throwing him in there. It could be anything, and it's so good. All right, here we go. So some of these, whatever you put in there, and that's good, and like that's fun. I like the Trump thing because it throws you off, and I like to see where your head's at. Giants and Jets fans. So you put in Patriots fans, and I threw in the other side. So what are your thoughts on, just New York football sports fans?
It is kind of weird. Like, I don't have anything. I had a couple roommates, though, Giants fans and Jets fans, and it's like, I wish it was at the height of the rivalry, because Jets fans, I don't know, I don't really have much, like, the hatred, the fuel is kind of gone. Like, even when they won the other day, it was just kind of like, oh, all right, well. But with the Giants fans, I don't know. I don't have much of an opinion. The worst day of my life was when they lost to the Giants the second time, because I was in a room with nothing but Giants fans, and I remember just putting my head down, and I was just my head was in my hands for about a solid 45 seconds as everyone ran out of the room and were like chugging beers. And that was literally the worst 30-second period of my life. I know I'm a pretty sheltered human being. Like, I've never really had to go through anything. So that was probably the worst. And I can't really say that's Giants fans. It was just kind of what happened. Jets fans, I don't know. I hate Seahawks fans more than anything. Did you read that woman who sent in a letter to Cam Newton?
No,
Yeah, this woman wrote a letter to Cam Newton, just being this is a disgrace. Because I guess Cam Newton grabbed the flag, a Seattle flag, during the game, and threw it on the ground. That is the Seahawks fans in general. She was just listen, Cam Newton threw a flag, and I think it was really disrespectful, and our team would never do that. And she disrespected the 12s. The 12s are what they oh, we're part of the team. We're the 12th man. It's no, you guys aren't, dude. You just pay for merchandise and you put money in the pockets of the owners. That's all you do. And she's we do a lot of charity work and stuff, and it was just very disrespectful to our. It was dude, shut up. I don't even like Cam Newton now. I love Cam Newton because I know every time he's smiling or whopping or dwopping or whatever the hell black people are doing now, he's sitting there I don't know the dance. I tried to do the dances the other day. I was at the club and everyone just starts doing this choreographed dance, and I'm too white to do it. I'm I hate this dance. But she was just listen, we do charity work. Cam Newton does charity work too. And he gives a crap about if he rips up a flag or whatever. Acting like it's the American flag. It's a goddamn Seahawks fan. So you guys weren't good until 3 years ago. It was Mr. Touchdown. Remember Sean Alexander? He was good for a year, and it was all Mr. Touchdown. Then he came back and he was garbage. He's probably working at an Arby's right now.
So much there. One question I had. When you mentioned, you're sad at the saddest 30 seconds of your life, your head down in the room of Giants fans. What Patriots jersey were you wearing at that time? I'm just curious.
Oh, Edelman.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to make sure we got that out there.
I bought an Edelman jersey. I think I might be, it's probably the coolest jersey I have. It's a Reebok Edelman jersey. I think they stopped making those in 2011. So I bought that jersey when he was playing cornerback. And it was his role was strictly special teams, and he'd come into the game in 4 wide receiver sets. But I don't know, it's pretty cool. I don't think anyone else has. Because when I bought it, it was you had to go to NFL.com, and then you got past the Brady jersey, and then you got past whatever jerseys, Gronk jerseys, whatever, and then you got all the way down to they make 1 or 2 fan favorite jerseys, the overachieving white guy, the fullback, so they'll have somebody else. And Edelman was the last jersey selection before you had to customize them. So I picked that one up. It was pretty cool. Yeah, it was it's actually a pretty sick jersey.
The next one I picked out, and I just want to point out there, me saying I have a hat with all of them in there is great for a audio podcast. I'm sure that paints a great, the whole visual thing is just great while we're over the phone.
I got the Josh McDaniels visor.
Brady Manning.
I'm reading this book. You should probably check this out. It's that Brady versus Manning book. I forget who it's called. I actually have it up here. I'll find it. But it's actually a pretty cool read. You get to see, I don't know, I always hate on books because I'm books that book that I wouldn't be able to find online. But, like, I don't know. You know, it's pretty cool. Like, I was reading up when they were playing the Giants for a season when Brady was just, like, crushing all those records. And they went into the final game of the season, and I guess Brady needed, like, 2 touchdowns to, like, break the record. Like, he needed 1 to tie it and then 2 to break it. So Manning, like, I guess, talked to his brother Eli and, like, told him, like, hey, listen, if you guys stop him from doing this or whatever, I'll take you guys all out to steak dinners. It's just, like, cool little, like, facts about that. So I suggest if you get any time, I think it's available in hardcover, so you got to, like, really basically take out a loan to buy it. But, I mean, it's a pretty good book.
Yeah, right now I'm on, I have Jalen Rose's book, and I actually bought Colin Cowherd's book, and both of those are hard copies as well. So, yeah, I'm already 2 loans out. You know, I'll probably... Are you a Cowherd guy? My what, Cowherd? Yeah, yeah.
I like Cowherd. Yeah, I think he's interesting. I don't always agree with him, but, I mean, I do definitely think he has good takes.
Yeah, no, yeah. That's, I mean, when I'm watching something like that, it's like, I don't always want you to agree with me. I want sometimes the opposite side of it, and I want you to entertain. So like that.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Look at Francesca, dude. He's hilarious.
Right. All right, so this is what I threw in. Will Fork versus Mark Wahlberg, hypothetically.
Oh, well, you got to go Wahlberg. Because, and this may be a little bit biased, but I don't know if you've ever seen any Wahlberg movies. Like, the guy's ripped, first of all. But he's also the biggest hard-ass of all time. Like, you can't underestimate people that are hard-asses. Like, you just can't, because, like, I always feel that confidence is, like, one of the biggest, like, it's the intangible things again. I'm a big intangible guy. I think confidence is huge. And I don't think there's a person, like, when Mark Wahlberg said he would have stopped 9/11, basically, I guess he was on one of the planes, and he said, like, not like one of those planes. I guess he was, like, supposed to be on one of the planes, and he said something like, oh, that would have never happened if I was on the plane. But it said something like that. I don't want to misquote him, but, like, I believe that. I'm like,
right.
If Mark Wahlberg was on that flight, like, 9/11 wouldn't happen. I know it's a ballsy thing to say, but Mark Wahlberg, like, you just, like, I've seen enough Mark Wahlberg movies. Like, I've seen Max Payne. Like, I've seen what that guy can do when the lights are on. So, like, I'm taking Mark Wahlberg. I'm not betting against him.
And, okay, this is when you put in there, bar trivia.
Bar trivia. Dude, okay. I'm a pretty pathetic human being. Like, I'm on my last leg, clearly. Like, college was, like, my prime. Now I'm, like, out of it, like, and there's nothing really, like, I'm good at. Bar trivia, I take very seriously. And specifically, the people that cheat in bar trivia need to die. Like, they need to be, like, you need to cut them and then, like, tie them onto a rope and, like, throw them in the water. Just so the shark, like in a shark-infested water, just like I think you know what I mean. Like, those people need to be set on fire. Because, like, have some integrity. Like, there's no integrity left in this country, and I think the best example of that is the people who cheat in bar trivia. If we played this team, bunch of morons, dude. Like, a bunch of, like, complete morons. There was one girl on her phone the entire time. And I'm sitting there, and they got every question right. And this isn't, like, general questions. This is, like, what do you call, like, a beekeeper? Like, what's a formal name for a beekeeper? And they nailed it. Like, what do they got? Like, they got freaking, like, the guy from A Beautiful Mind. They got, like, Russell Crowe over there, dude. Like, no. Like, this is bullshit. They're clearly cheating. And the guy who runs it doesn't even say anything. He's just like, and they scored again. I'm like, there's nobody questioning this right now. I'm just pissed. I wanted a $50 gift card.
It's all about the $50 gift card.
It really is.
All right, here we go. Ooh, the NFL draft.
Okay. People who watch the draft are psychos. No offense, Zocco, if you watch it. You can, like, the draft is like, dude, Mel Kiper has about 363 days out of the year to prepare for like an 18 hour time slot. And you think he would have it under wraps, but like on the second day, all this guy can come up with is like, well, this guy, he's athletic, he's physical. I'm just sitting there like, I would hope so. I mean, the guy's about to be drafted in the NFL because if he's not physical and he's not athletic, I mean, that gives him for one hell of a wake-up call. I mean, he might want to hang on to that accounting degree. And I mean, and it's like, I don't know, man. Like, I want the guy in the second round with the most ridiculous name ever. Like, I want to pick, like, Tecombe, like, Nicaragua. I want to take that because that guy's parents don't care, okay? And if his parents don't care, then clearly he doesn't care, and I don't care. So if I draft that guy, I want the guy that's going to go in there in week like 3 and throw a helmet at some guy's neck. Take him out, dude. Eat the 8-game suspension. Come back during the playoffs and do it again. Because that's intimidation, dude. You get a guy across from you. You got 11 guys on the side, and you know one of those 11 guys is coma. Okay, for like a a regular season win. I want that guy on my team. That's intimidation. That's intangible.
When you said NFL draft, I thought of Jordan Katz. So you kind of just called out Jordan Katz. That's fine. One of our friends.
Oh, 100%. I do that on a regular basis. You tell him I said that.
Yeah, I mean, what else is new? The dollar menu.
Dude, they got rid of the dollar menu.
Did they?
Yeah, dude. I don't get McDonald's ever. Like, I hardly ever do it. But I was like, crunched for time. So I'm like, whatever. I'll get like a burger. I ended up getting a cheeseburger. This is the only thing left for $1 on there. I need to get rid of some change in my car. Like, I don't think I had a cheeseburger, like a regular cheeseburger from McDonald's in like 9 years. They got rid of the dollar menu. And they substituted it with the McPick. Like, it's the McPick 2 menu, so now, like, you can get 2 of them for $2. Because I don't want the McPick menu. I want the friggin' dollar menu. Like, that's America. America made that. Like, don't make promises you can't keep. It's bananas. The $5 footlong. Remember that? That doesn't exist anymore. I went to Subway. I got, like, ranch dressing on it. They're like, well, if you get the ranch dressing, then that means that it no longer qualifies under the $5 menu. And then she has the balls to tell me, you should have read the guidelines. Like, yeah, woman, I'm going to fucking read the guidelines to the Subway $5 footlong menu. Like, have a pulse, dude. You're going to add $3 because I put a drop of, like, ranch dressing? Fuck out of here, dude.
Okay. Oh, good. Well, actually, I want to save that one. All right, going to the movies alone.
Yeah.
What's your alone? So yeah.
Well, what's your take on going to the movies alone?
So all right. So I think it's. I mean, I wouldn't do it because I don't go to the movies enough, and I would just stay home and like watch something. So like I'm not in public alone. But like when I see someone at the movies alone, so like if I see someone there, then I don't really like. I don't know. I don't think twice about it. I mean, I guess it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, it was just kind of weird. Like, I'm like a weird dude. Like, I like watching those Pixar films. I thought, by the way, Inside Out might have been the best movie I've seen in years.
Really?
Inside Out was like that Pixar. It was awesome. It was absolutely awesome. And I wanted to see that, and all my friends, oh, you pussy, you want to see, like, because all my friends have, like, that complex where they always have to be like, oh, dude, like, you don't pack bombs, you pack, like, small tips, you're a pussy. It's like, dude, I don't care. But, like, they don't want to do that, so I'm like, do I go to this movie alone? And I like not to. But I have gone to movies alone before, and it's awesome. You just take your feet up or whatever, and you watch the movie. I don't think I would be able to go to Inside Out alone, because I'm getting to that age where I have enough facial hair where people look at me like if I'm in, like, an area with a lot of kids, and they're just like, this kid's probably a pedophile. Like, Sandusky ruined it for me. And he ruined my movie theater experience for me. Like, congratulations.
There you go. Yeah. Oh, boy. All right. Necco wafers.
Have you ever had a Necco wafer?
A long time ago.
But do you know what they are, though, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
They're like these. Like, who is eating Necco wafers, dude? Like, you have to be the boringest person alive. You have to be like a Walgreens employee, like, to buy Necco wafers. Like, it's just the boring. It's like chalk, dude. And I think of it like licorice. Like, people like licorice. Like, there's not a lot of people that like licorice, but the people that do like licorice love licorice. I'm assuming that has to be the same thing with Necco wafers, because I don't know a human on planet Earth that would openly I love Necco wafers. I love mediocrity. I don't know. So I bought them, and I'm like, these are disgusting. I just thought you'd have a stronger opinion on Necco wafers. Maybe that's just me. Yeah,
no, I mean, I do wonder how they stay in business, because they put them like right next to the Swedish fish, and it's like, well, now this is unfair. Right? Like, I'm not going to go Necco wafers over Swedish fish. Like, no way.
Yeah, you got to put that next to, you got to put it in, like, the same, like, aisle as, like, deodorant and shit. Like, stuff that it has no competition against. Like, if I'm buying deodorant and I see Necco wafers right next to it for, like, at a reasonable price, I'd be like, all right, yeah, I'll get Necco wafers. But, like, I'm not going to get it if it's next to, like, a Reese's bar or something.
Right. Right. All right. What does this say? Oh, good. Challenge flags. That's a flag?
Yeah. Like, that's another thing. I think we should have challenge flags in real life. Like, I think that'd be hilarious. Like, if I was, like, anytime, like, you just disagreed with what somebody did or, like, disagreed with what somebody said and you thought they were bullshitting you, you just, like, reach in your sock and put it up to review. Like, if I was at the bar, dude, like, normally I'm like talking to some girl or whatever, and I'm like, oh, yeah, you want to go dance? And she's like, actually, I actually have a boyfriend. I could just be like, oh, okay. And I walk back and I talk to my friends. Like, yeah, dude, I don't know about that. And I just, like, throw in, like, yep, he's going to challenge us one time. And yep, he wants to throw something upstairs. It's 11:30. It's late. He has one challenge left. Might as well use it, Phil. Yeah, you got to look at this guy, right? Like, I would love that. Just rip it out and like put it up to review. And like the ruling on the field was that she has a boyfriend. Upon further review, she's fucking lying, and the place goes bananas, dude. And I get another shot at it.
We're gonna do that. I actually got a mic. I'm gonna have to buy a wireless one. I'll do it, and I'm gonna take you out with a challenge flag, and we're gonna do it.
100%.
And I
still won't get laid, but we can definitely try it.
Yeah. Well, we don't always have to do it at 11:30 at night, even though like we have to now. You just planted that seed. I mean, one of the scenes has to now be at 11:30 at a bar.
Yeah, it has to be.
But, right. But I mean, we could do like we can go to a mechanic, and he's like, oh, you have 4 tires, and you just huck the challenge flag right at his face.
Yeah, but we really can't get these parts in the U.S., so we're gonna have to ship them out. If they go, really, just like throw it, and the crowd goes bananas. And the guys start sweating.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we're doing that. Dad bod.
Wait, I'm sorry. What?
I said dad bod. You know, like that. Oh, you know, dad bod. You know, it's.
Dad bod.
2015.
I don't know, dude. Like these body image people suck. Like it's just like anyone's like that doesn't show a real man. That doesn't show a real woman. It's like, yeah, I know. Like, that's, like, exactly, because they're models, and they work at it, and it's like, dude, like, I don't want to see mediocrity. Like, I really don't. Like, that. If I do, like, how many sports do you watch where you're just like, oh, I could do everything that these guys are doing? Like, I don't want to see the real man, like, playing basketball. Like, I don't want to, like, I can go down to the YMCA and see that whenever I want. Like, I pay to watch guys that can throw 360 windmill dunks from like the rafters. Like that's what I pay for. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see mediocrity. So I don't see why a dad body is like we're just content with mediocrity now. We're fine with the fact. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a hardo, but that's just how I feel.
Yeah, no, I mean and I'll go quick sports on you. That's the reason that Stephen Curry is loved by literally everyone under the age of 25 because he looks like he's 12. He's 6'1", 190, you know what I'm saying? He's like skinny, he's a skinny little thing, you know, and he can shoot, which everyone thinks they can shoot. He's not dunking, you know, which then, that's what an athlete's supposed to do, right? Like he's shooting from 40 feet. It's like, yeah, I could do that. And that's like why everyone loves Stephen Curry because that could have been like me. Like that's me if I like, you know, was gifted.
I could be him. You know, I have the physical intangibles to be him.
Right.
You know, there's like people like Larry Bird. Well, he was also white, so it kind of gave him the edge too. Oh, can I take a side note? I know you said we were running like quick, whatever. I actually have a pretty good take on LeBron. Yeah, dude. Everybody was asking like, how do you not think LeBron's like a top 5 player all time? And like by the numbers, yes. 100%. The guy's a train. Like, there's no question what that guy can do on a basketball court. But here's the difference between him and like Jordan and like LeBron and Jordan and like Bird and Magic and stuff. Like, the thing with Jordan and Magic and stuff, like they all have like those stories. Like they had an aura about themselves. Like Larry Bird used to like paint his mother's house in the off season. Like you see pictures of him like mowing his lawn, like, or anytime you watch any of those documentaries, they're like, whoa, you know, like, yeah, so Larry walked in like a body cast and was just like hitting threes from the free throw line with nobody else in the gym. Like all this like cool stuff. Like Jordan had the tongue out, he had the flu game, he like branded himself, he was like a brand. Like LeBron, any cool moment that you can say about LeBron is just like a stat line. You know, he threw up 37, like 7 and 8 in like a playoff game. It's like, okay, that's cool. But, like, you know, like Bird has, like, the finger up after he won, like, the three-point contest. Like, LeBron has none of that. Like, his biggest moment, like moment-wise, was, like, the big three, like, making that stupid over-the-top fucking thing. Or when he was calling out Dirk for, like, being, like, pretending to be sick during the finals and then he got his ass whooped. Like, dude, you got to have, like moments, you know? And I don't hate LeBron. I'm just saying, like, that's the reason why. He just doesn't have that cool, like, Steph Curry has that. You know, I don't know.
Yep. Yeah, no, yeah. Steph already has those. Well, you know, his teammate Klay Thompson went for 37 and a quarter, right? Like that's bonkers, right? Like that's just
yeah. It's like cool little things, like
right. That's why LeBron will do a dunk contest at some point. I'm just afraid that it's because I mean that's a moment, right? If LeBron wins a dunk contest, like that's the. I was blank when LeBron finally did the dunk contest, right? But that's
exactly. Yeah.
But I'm afraid he's going to do it too late. Like, LeBron should have done it 3 years ago, like, as the villain in Miami, you know, the whole thing. Side note on Larry Bird. So, yeah, Larry Bird has that thing about him. There's a story where he used to participate in the three-point shooting contest at All-Star Weekend, and I think it was, you know, he did it a couple years in a row, and he won all of them. And one of the years, I forget who had this, but there's stories about him walking in the locker room at All-Star Weekend before the three-point contest and being like, so who's getting second today? Like, and straight up saying that because he knew he was going to win. Like that.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. There's like those little stories. Like there was like some guy who used to, I don't know if he used to report for the Globe or whatever, and he went in like Larry Bird's like hand was like so screwed up. Punched him to like a free throw contest, and Larry Bird's hand is in like a cast, and he ended up like going like 7 for 10. And then he ended up, like, going 8 for 10. And then after that, I think he hit, like, 30 straight with, like, a cast on his hand. Like, it's just, like, stuff like that. You're like, that's, like, this guy's not human, dude.
Right.
You know, LeBron doesn't have that.
Yeah. You better be careful with what you say on this one. Buffalo chicken dip. Just be careful.
No, I love buffalo chicken dip. It's just, women love buffalo chicken dip, dude. Like, that might be women, like, that might be their favorite thing in the world. And I just don't get, like, they're always like, oh, well, you haven't tried buffalo chicken dip until you tried my buffalo chicken dip. Like, what did you do differently? It's cheese, it's chicken, and, like, figure it out. Like, you're down my target. Buffalo sauce, cheese, chicken. Like, how much, what can you do to it that's different? If you make buffalo chicken dip, I'm going to like it. You don't need to give me a disclaimer.
Hot takes by Joe Romano. All right, this is a good one. Playoffs, and there's a question mark. So yeah.
Oh no, I was just going to talk about the playoffs. I think we already talked about this. Like we talked about the other game, I guess, like the Cardinals game.
Sure, yeah.
Who do you got?
So I do think the Pats are going to win, and then on the other end, I am going to take Carolina. Carson Palmer might. Like, as good as he is, you know, we kill Andy Dalton because he can't win a playoff game, right? Like, Carson Palmer might have some of that in him, too, which is, like, scary. Like, that's not cool because I really like Carson Palmer, and he's gotten so unlucky with injuries. But, like, he didn't look like Carson Palmer from 2 weeks ago.
No.
Against the Packers. And, like, that's, like, not cool. So now he actually has to play a significantly better team, and Cam Newton looked great. Like, Cam Newton, so see, I think the way to put it is Cam Newton is, like, a prime-time big game player. Like, he plays well all the time, and then he gets ready for the big game. Yeah, and Carson Palmer, I don't know. So I'm taking Carolina at home.
Like, Cam Newton, regardless if you like him or not, like, the guy puts people in the seats. And I don't think the Cardinals are going to win. And I love the Cardinals. Like, I've never had a second team. Like, I hate those people. Oh, they're my second team. Like, they're not necessarily a second team, but if the Patriots aren't going to win, I'd like to see the Cardinals win because they do things right. Like, they have a bunch of guys. They have a bunch of old guys that, you know, a lot of problem guys that they turn it around or whatever. I remember, like, Chris Johnson was on their team earlier in the year. It was good to see him and Carson Palmer, like, kind of make that comeback. And, dude, I love Bruce Arians. He's a Scally Cap guy. How do you know, like, a Scally Cap? Like, the thing with Scally Cap guys, they have edges. Like, they're guaranteed to have edges. And like the Wahlberg thing, I'm not going to say that I'm going to take him, like, I'm going to say he's going to win solely because he has a Scally Cap. But it's tough for me to bet against the guy because he's, like, a true Scally Cap guy. He's not just some guy who wears it out to, like, Easter or something. Like, he goes to bed in that thing. So I can't trust a guy like that, and I can't bet against him either.
Totally agree. All right, we have a couple left, and we're perfect on time. We're still under an hour, so I want to get to all these. They're very good. This one I threw in the gates, so Spygate and Deflategate. Have fun.
Oh my God! How much time do we have, dude? Spygate.
2 minutes.
From what I believe, dude, Spygate was like we were recording signals from a different location. Like, it wasn't even like every other team was doing it. It was just we were doing it from an unauthorized location. People don't know that. People just see Spygate. And, like, the people that say the Patriots are cheaters, the people that say that the Patriots need to give back their rings because they cheated are the biggest, like, soft-serve, like, co-ed intramural, soccer, like, freaking candy-coated, sprinkled bullshit people on the planet Earth. It's like, dude, have a pulse. Have you ever played a sport? Like, you're really going to take away a ring because somebody did something that, dude, Brady's played better this season than he did last season. And he's been playing with fully inflated balls. He set every friggin' record in the Super Bowl. It's like, what? Okay, say they cheated. Say it's whatever. Okay, it's cheated because of the principle. But don't say they lost because they cheated. Like they won because they cheated. No, they didn't win because they cheated. They may have cheated, and it didn't really affect the outcome. So if you're gonna get into the principle thing, what about Seattle? Half their team was on PEDs. It's like no one gives a shit. No one cares. It's like it's the fact that the Patriots win. Like it's the same reason why people hate the Yankees. Because, like, they win all the time. So people find any way to bring them down.
Yeah. So I love getting you worked up. But the best part of this is when I do get a little more sophisticated, the soundbite I'm going to take out of that was you saying they won because they cheated. And I'm just going to drop that in whenever you start to piss me off. And we're all going to know what that's referring to.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
You said they won because they cheated. I didn't have to say it.
100%, yeah.
Black Lives Matter.
I think we already talked about this with the whatever. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get a little bit political on this. It's like the people who would take things so offensive. Like, if people just get offended like immediately over everything, they're ruining. Like, there's never like these people want progress. These people have no idea what they want. They got somebody fired from their institution because this guy basically didn't stop racism. It's like I get. And I'm for the movement. I hate the Black Lives Matter protesters because it's like, dude, how are you supposed to generate a discussion or even generate any progress when you can't even talk about it? Like those are the type of people that if you made like a joke or something, they would immediately take offense to it. And like, there's no way you're going to ever be able to start a conversation with those people and actually work with them rather than, unless you just give them everything they want. Like there needs to be, if there's a push, there needs to be a little bit of a pull, but not too much, whereas like you're inhibiting any sort of discussion about it. And those are the people, like, you can't work with those people. You can't. Like, they just have their mind set up. They don't know what they want, and what they want just involves, you just giving into them, and it's just never going to work.
Yes, agreed. The next one you had down was Apple, and this could go a lot of different ways.
Yeah, well, here's the deal with Apple, dude. They just, first of all, my computer's broken right now. And I set it up, and I got to get it fixed for, $300 or whatever. And Apple's customer service is actually a lot better. I had Dell prior, if that makes anything clear. But think about Apple, dude. People will buy anything. Like, these new headphone jacks, they're, getting rid of the headphone jacks because they're Apple. Like, they're just I know this was convenient for everybody, but we're Apple, and we know what you want more than you know what you want, so we're just going to get rid of these headphone jacks. And, oh, yeah, by the way, we're selling them separately, so you have to pay an extra $40 if you want to listen to music. Like, fuck off, Apple, dude. Like, they came out with the iPod, and then they were like, you know what, screw it. We like the iPod, but we want to make it a little bit bigger, and we wanted to make phone calls. So they came out with the iPhone, and they're like, okay, we like the iPhone, but now we kind of just want an iPod that looks like an iPhone, so it's slightly bigger than the original iPod. So they came out with the iTouch. And then they were like, well, we like the iTouch, but the iTouch, which is basically just a bigger iPod that doesn't make phone calls, but we want it bigger than that. So they came out with the iPad, and they were like, well, it's a little bit too big for us. We came out with the iPad Mini. And now they're like, okay, the iPad Mini is slightly too big, but we want something bigger than an original iPhone. So they came out with this iPhone, the iPhone 6S, and now they're coming out with one without, a fucking, the headphone jack. Is I don't care how slim and sleek it is. Does it make phone calls? Can I get on the internet? Can I watch porn whenever I want? Like, great. Okay, I'll take that.
Yeah, you basically just laid out their whole marketing plan, we're making a joke of it, but it's a pretty good marketing plan. They went from
it worked.
The whole thing. Yeah,
people will line up. They'll buy it.
Yeah, cargo pants and shorts / cargo attire.
Yeah, when did cargo shorts become the topic of such criticism? Dude? I've been rocking cargo shorts. This is the same thing like I said with Apple. It kind of goes hand in hand. Everyone hates cargo shorts now, but they'll, in 5 minutes, everyone will love them again. I'm standing true to cargo shorts. I think cargo shorts are an integral component of our society. I've been wearing them forever. And now everyone wants to criticize the pockets. They even have that new commercial with Peyton Manning and, like, J.J. Watt. And then, like, well, they're like, oh, we need pockets or something. And then, like, who is it? Joe Montana comes in with, like, a bunch of pockets, and they all make fun of him. And then another thing real quick, the sidebar, why is Joe Montana the joke guy? Joe Montana's got 4 touchdowns. J.J. Watt, like, hasn't won a playoff game. And Peyton Manning shits all over himself when he gets in the playoffs. Yet Joe Montana's going to be the joke guy. He's going to be the guy that comes in with the cargo shorts, and everyone's going to be like, rolling their eyes. I don't know, dude. How did Joe Montana get that role?
Yeah, what does this world come to? Pizza Hardos.
Oh, the pizza guys, dude. You room with a bunch of New Yorkers, right?
Yeah.
How many times have you been like, oh, let's get pizza, dude? And they're like, oh, dude, this pizza sucks. I mean, you haven't had pizzas till you tried, like, Geno's on, like, fucking 38th Street or whatever. It's like, dude, pizza's pizza. It's the same thing with buffalo chicken dip. It's pizza. Or the Bagel Hardos, the same people from New York, they have this, like, food complex. Like, have you ever had a bad slice of pizza? Honestly. Maybe I'm just settling. Yeah. But, I mean, like, it's pizza, dude. It's fucking pizza. Settle. But this isn't fucking Geno's, dude.
You might have already done this, but you can just pick a different note. Patriot fans, because we did the Giants fans. So, yeah. Maybe even Boston.
Oh, yeah.
Too, I know.
Like, I get I'm like I guess I'm a homer, probably, but, like, I'm sick of the Patriots fans, like, yeah, I mean, like, I just hate the fact, like, all the Patriots fans, like, they come out with I had a couple people texting me after the game we lost against the Jets, like, dude, Bill definitely did this so we didn't have to play the Steelers. And I'm just, like, sitting there, I'm like, this is where we've come. And, like, anytime, like, we lose, it's like, oh, well, did you see that holding call on 3rd and 18, like, in the third quarter? It's like, dude, that's not why we lost. You know, like, sometimes the Patriots just lose games. Like, they just lost. They lost to the Jets. They lost to Denver. And they lost to a couple other teams. Like, they lost to Miami. Like, they just lost because they lost. It had nothing to do with anything else. They just lost. They got outplayed. And it's like no one who's a Patriots fan can just, like, accept that. There has to be, like, some, like, outside reason. Like, no, they just got outplayed. That's my big gripe with Patriots fans.
Yeah, the problem is because we're going on, like, 10 or 15 years now with the Pats being 12-4 or better. And so that's distorted reality for some Patriots fans who don't even understand that there are teams that would kill to win 12 games in a decade. Like, this is like not normal for the Patriots to always be winning like this.
But that's like another thing. Like, that's what we get crap for. So you guys are so cocky. It's like, well, what else do you want us to think? Like, when you said distorted reality, I was like, well, that is the reality. Like, they win every year. So it's like, that's not like me saying, like, I don't take the Jets, like, seriously. It's like, okay, I get that's a cocky thing to say, but at the same time, it's like, well, I've seen enough games. I've seen 80% of the games that we play the Jets, we win. So it's like, well, you know, should I think otherwise? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. Patriots fans, oh, they're the best. Craft beer hardos. I'm actually interested on this one.
Wait, what is it?
Craft beer hardos.
Well, there's like a theme to this. It's like anybody who just puts too much thought into something that doesn't, like, beer hardos, dude. Like, I don't know if you know any of the people that, like, you'll be drinking, like, Bud Light, and they're like, dude, I don't even know how you drink that. It's like, what are you talking about? And they'll be drinking, like, Sierra Nevada, like, some, like, ridiculous craft beer. It's like, dude, I don't care about the hops. Like, my plan is to just, like, put back as many of these as possible before I, you know, throw up or go to bed. Like, that's basically my plan. And I get that I'm a degenerate, but, like, you know, like, I'm not in it for the hops, dude. I'm not in it to pay $9 a beer. Like, if I wanted something that tastes good, I would get Fresca. You know, like I don't know. I thought the point of beer was to get drunk. I guess that makes me an alcoholic, but, like, I don't think beer tastes good. Like, do you think beer tastes good? It's like, no, it tastes like whatever. Like, I don't care about that. I'll drink Fresca if I wanted something that tastes good.
Yeah. All right, So I finished the list that I made, but I have a couple more since we're ahead of schedule. So we'll do a couple movies. I want to touch on the other presidential candidates, and then I have one that we're going to end with that should be good. Batman versus Superman. Thoughts?
Yeah, are they like I don't get that. Like, are they not friends or anything? Did, like, Batman, like, fuck, like, Wonder Woman or something? And now they're like, I don't know. Like, what's the plot line for that story? Like, how are they not, like, boys?
Yeah, I honestly don't know where they're going to go. I mean, I like Batman. I haven't really watched too much of Superman, and I don't know. I mean, I don't even know if I'll see that movie. I'm going to let my friends figure that out for me first, but.
But like Christopher Nolan's not directing it. If Nolan was behind it, I'd be like, yeah. But I heard that Superman movie was awful.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I heard it was terrible. The Batman movies are great.
Yeah, right. Agreed. Batman movies all the way. Star Wars?
I don't know. I like Star Wars. I thought it was really good. But I didn't think it was like I mean, I guess I get that huge following they have because the movies in the 80s were awesome. And this one was right up there. I mean, I don't know if you can say it was better than the first three, but like it was definitely, it was like the same thing. Like I don't see how you could have watched the old ones in the 80s, watched this one and not been like, not appreciated it. I thought it was great. But I don't know, man. It's going to be like your cup of tea, I guess. Like I thought it was great. I don't know if I saw it twice actually. I don't know if I'll ever see it again, though. Like, that's the thing. Like, I thought it was really good, but it wasn't, like... It was very, like, just a general movie for me. I don't know. I'd give it, like, an 8.2. Like, I don't know.
So it was good, but not something you would watch, like, 10 years, over and over again. Yeah, makes sense. I mean, there's movies that are good that you wouldn't necessarily watch.
What's your favorite movie?
My favorite movie?
Yeah.
Well,
or like couple favorites. Like that's a tough question.
I would go. I definitely like. See, I don't like any of the older. I mean, I like watching so movies that I like to rewatch. I think is a good way to. So I like rewatching 8 Mile, even though I know everybody fine to it. Favorite Christmas movie is Elf with Will Ferrell. I mean, I know every line, so I'm watching that if it's on. Well, this is a good one. That's kind of where my list stops. I'm putting me on the spot. What do you think of? Have you seen Ted? I mean, it takes place in Boston, so there's the connection.
Dude, like I thought Ted was okay. I didn't even see the second one, dude. Seth MacFarlane. The first 3 seasons of Family Guy were one of the best shows I've ever watched, and then Family Guy might be the worst show on television after that. Like, I'm not even kidding. And I don't know. I didn't think it was that great. Like my favorite comedies are probably Like I think Dumb and Dumber is the best movie comedy of all time. Lie is really good. Anchorman's really good. Superbad's really good. Like I don't like those like weed comedies or anything because I don't really smoke or anything. So it's like I don't know, dude. Like Ted was kind of like a buddy, and I get that's what Dumb and Dumber was, but it's just I don't know, like too many like dick jokes and stuff. It's like, dude, I get it, you know.
Ted 2 was pretty good for a sequel. So the first one's always like it's hard to beat the first one, and I like Ted. I thought it was a really good idea, but Ted 2 is worth the watch if you like Ted at all. So I mean, it has
the thing with Ted, dude. Remember the preview came out. And I saw the preview, like, this is going to be the funniest movie ever. You know, like, I thought it was going to be incredible, and it was really funny, but, like, the sequel was like, dude, no, the preview was like, I remember, like, I've never seen a preview get shared as much as it was on Facebook and, like, Twitter and everything. Like, it was all over the place. I'm like, this is going to be hysterical. And it was just like, okay, it was just a good, funny movie.
Right. All right, before we get... Actually, that's a good way to end it. All right, so... I'm interested. You put Trump on the list, so then that made me think of, Sarah Palin, Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders. Give me anything on them.
Well, Palin, I think, just endorsed Trump. They're going to be a firing squad. Like, that's going to be funny to watch. SNL will probably bring Tina Fey back, and the guys who do the. Like that's a win for them. With both of them, if they get, and then they got Larry David, who might be the coolest guy on planet Earth outside of Bill Murray. Like they got him to do Bernie, and he's great because like he is like Bernie Sanders. Like Bernie Sanders is Larry David, but I think Sanders is a little bit like this is just politics. Like he just says like generalized like promises and stuff, but like. Who's picking up the tab? Like he's like, we're gonna have no more like taxes. We're gonna go. There's gonna be no more school. No one's gonna have to pay for school. It's like, well, who's picking up that tab, Bernie? Like how are you planning on getting any of this done? It's great to say it, and all the hipsters get all excited, but it's like, how is that ever gonna happen, dude? You need to I don't know.
Yep, and
again, like
Hillary.
Trump's promising walls, and I'm like, oh yeah, let's fucking do it. So I don't really know.
All right, there. Yeah, let's do. So I also took some notes while listening to your older Sob Talk. So you can. I wrote down stuff that you had funny thoughts on in there. So you can repeat it. You can give something new on them. Yankee swaps. We just got out of the holidays.
I dominate Yankee swaps. This year, I think I went home with like a bottle of liqueur that I don't even think I took home. I think it was just mainly, I remember I traded for a gift card. There was like this little kid, he wanted like a Dunkin' Donuts gift card, and like I don't know what the little kid's going to do with a Dunkin' Donuts gift card, but like I just saw how happy he was when he got it. So I was like, I got to take this away from this kid. So I did, and his mother gave me, like, kind of a look or whatever. But, like, listen, man, like, this is what the fuck happens. Like, don't show up and make the squad. Like, you're going to get, like, I'm going to pipe that kid out, like, metaphorically, obviously. like, like, I'm not, we're not going to get into that. But, yeah, like, that kid, I took his pride. I took his lunch money. I shoved him in the locker. And I brought him, like, this is the real world, dude. You're not going to get caught. Like, there's no participation trophies when I'm around. So I was happy that kid didn't get the gift card. I wasn't happy with the final outcome of the liqueur bottle, but I think I still took it to him. I think I still sent a message. Like, I don't think that kid can look at me ever again in his life and be like, wow, like that guy's on my side. So I think I did. I think I got what I needed to do done, and I think I did what I needed to do. But I'm still not happy.
Your purpose for being there is completed, and it's always about sending a message. That's
it's all about setting a tone. It's kind of it's like a penalty, but you rough a guy up, so that's a good penalty. It's like you eat the 15 yards, but you send a message.
Right, yeah. GNC,
dude, GNC. You walk in and the guy like immediately doesn't even give you time to breathe. Like, hey, bro, you know what you're looking for? And I'm like, yeah, I'm just looking to get protein. And he's like, oh, yeah, man, we got this whole, I'm like, dude, I don't want to talk to you. Like, I went in there. I know what I'm getting. I just want to find a cheap thing of protein. The guy comes over, and, like, I was picking up, looking at the prices, and he's like, I wouldn't do that if I were you, bro. I'm like, well, why, dude? Is it, like, heroin in it? He's like, no, man, it's just, like, the enzymes. And he goes into, like, the science of it. He's like, oh, the enzymes break down the hemoglobin index and the hemoglobin as well. And I'm like, dude, I didn't, listen, I fell asleep. I slept through science. Through college. Like, what about me makes you think that I want to listen to your fucking garbage right now? And then you get up to the counter and they try to sell you vitamins. It's like, dude, if I wanted vitamins, I would have went and got vitamins. So I don't shop at GNC. I go to Walmart and I buy the generic brand.
There you go. Karaoke.
Oh, I crush karaoke. I only do Billy Joel, except I did Lucky. This is actually a true story. I did Lucky by Britney Spears at some Mexican restaurant up at school. Crushed it, like vintage 03 Spears, like absolutely dominated it. And I got a gift card from it. Like I got a $25 gift card. And I was talking to some girl, like I think a week later, I'm like, oh, we should go to this place. And she was like, okay. So I went in there with two things. Like I'm like, okay, I can't let her know I have a gift card. And I can't let her know how I got the gift card. And right when I walk in, the first guy's like, oh, you're the lucky kid. I'm like, yeah, whatever. And then I basically said that I won the gift card in the lottery. That's why I was the lucky kid. And she laughed. And then some guy came over and was like, oh, you the guy who did the Britney Spears thing. And I was like, fuck. I was like, oh, yeah. And then she found out. So she found out I had a gift card. She found out how I got a gift card. And then she found out how I lied about getting the gift card. So that was, it kind of didn't work out. I'll put it that way if she's listening. Sorry.
All right. Unless you have anything, we're good on time. I have one last one I want to end with. Any relevant thing you want to spew on for a minute that I didn't get to?
Nah, man. I think we got most of it. Yeah. What's the last thing?
All right. Yeah, it was very good. So I'm interested on your take on church and religion, and specifically how you want to bring a Jewish person there once would be like your dream, right?
Oh, yeah, to bring a Jewish guy to church, dude. Like, I don't go to church often anymore. I feel like attaching yourself to pretty established, like, set of beliefs is kind of just weird. That's such a hipster view, but, like, I went to church the other day just because, I had nothing to do on Sunday, and I just wanted to bring a Jewish guy there. just so I could like give him spoilers, just so when like the guys up there and Paul said that the Corinthians, and I could just like sit next to him, like nudge him, like, yo, dude, you know he dies at the end, right? And he'd be like, what? I'm like, yeah, dude. Like, and then I could be like the book, like, because I've read some of the bio before, so I'm like, dude, the book was way better. Like, you know, those people like the book's better. I'm like, yeah, dude. Like, yeah, it's pretty good. Like, his speech, pretty good, but you gotta read the book. You gotta read the book. Like, I just want to ruin it for him.
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
and the wafers.
That sounds. Yeah.
The wafers. The wafers, dude. Like, what are the wafers? Anytime you ask anybody what the Christ, like the body of Christ is, they're like, oh, it's the body of Christ. So I'm like, okay, so what is it? And they're like, well, it's the body of Christ. I'm like, okay, but what is it? And they're like, well, it's a wafer. I'm like, yes, but what the fuck is it? You know, it's like it's styrofoam. It is styrofoam. I've done the research. I brought it home. I put it in the lab. It's fucking styrofoam. And people are lining up to eat it. They can lace that with whatever they want. And people are like, no, it's fine. It's the church. Well, the church was also touching kids for a while. You don't think they're like willing to put some LSD on that stuff and send you home? That would explain half the people in the church pews like praising God when they're out there. Like, I don't know, dude. I just don't trust it.
Yeah, you gotta question things.
You gotta question things, dude. You can't just be like, this is great. Yeah, let's do it. You gotta question things.
Yeah, I mean that was good. I'm gonna drive you nuts. So Donald Trump, how do you think the podcast went? And any final thoughts?
I think it was great. Listen, I listen to a lot of podcasts. Okay, and I gotta tell you, this Joe Romano guy, he's got it. I mean, I do well with China. I do a lot of work with China. I got to tell you, Zocco, it's a great podcast. I'm terrible with the Trump voice. I'm terrible with it. I can do the Gruden better than I can do that.
Oh, go ahead. So, John Gruden, this play that we just saw by the Patriots, the play that, let's say, that they lost in overtime in Denver the first time around, what did you see on that play, John Gruden?
Oh, man, I gotta tell you, man, I've seen a lot of guys in my day, but I gotta tell you, this guy, Jamie Collins, 6'2", 250, he's gonna come from the right side of your screen. This guy's 6'2", 255, he's black, he's everything you look for in a player, probably on HGH, but, hey, they don't test for it in the NFL, Mike, so why should we?
We should have done, yeah, that is better than Trump, you're right, even though I like Trump. The last one, why you might vote this time around?
Oh my God, I don't even remember what my take on this is. I just think, like, I don't want the election to come down to, like, my biggest fear in life is to have, like, the election literally split right down the middle, like, with everybody. And everyone's like, oh, your vote matters. I'm like, no, it doesn't, because, like, the winner wins by, like, over, like, 2 billion votes. But, like, I would hate to have it 50-50 and be like, okay, it's coming down to one vote, who hasn't voted. And then they're going to be like, oh, well, there's this Joe Romano kid in Hanover, Massachusetts, like, he hasn't submitted anything yet. And I'd be like, shit. And then go to me, and, like, the world would be hinging on a kid who makes, like, sob videos in his car and goes on podcasts and rants about buffalo chicken dip. But I don't want that type of pressure, so I'm going to vote early.
Okay, good. Yeah, you can't risk it.
No, I don't want that pressure.
Yeah, awesome, man. All right, you can follow Joe Romano on Twitter at?
I don't know. I don't have a Twitter.
Sure? Oh, damn.
Yeah.
All right, you can follow him on YouTube. I know he's under Joseph Baggs. I know that.
Yeah.
You can follow me on Twitter at Joseph Zocco. And Mono, this was great. We'll definitely have you back on. If we can get together, we will definitely try to make that challenge flag thing will be awesome. I'm in now. That'll be a little.
Oh yeah, I mean we need challenge flags.
Yeah. Yeah. So thanks, Joe, and thank you for listening.
Oh, absolutely, man. Thank you.